For some further analysis on this, let's speak to Jeffrey Swartz. He's a law professor at Cooley Law School and joins us live from Tampa, Florida. Jeffrey, great having you. And first up, birthright citizenship has been foundational for over a century, right? What's the real risk of cracking it open?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, Diego. This is an interesting issue because cracking it open is basically saying that the Congress that originally passed this particular provision and sent it to the states for ratification, what they thought and why they did it doesn't mean anything. The main push of this Supreme Court has always been, we're textualists, we follow what we believe the people who passed it wanted. Now, breaking open this particular matter also leaves open the possibility that people who came here, were born here, maybe their grandparents came here illegally, that in fact the government could go back and start looking at the birthright of the people who bore the children. And that is that the grandparents were illegally here, therefore every descendant thereof is illegally here, and they could start picking and choosing who they want to throw out of the country.
Jeffrey, especially for international audiences, the fact that the U.S. Supreme Court agrees to touch on this subject already means something. Could you explain this to international audiences, please?
Yeah, the fact that the Supreme Court had 5 votes to take this case means that there's at least 5 of the 9 members who want to hear this case. And it's usually a sign that there are 5 members of the court who want to do something with birthright citizenship. Now, they may find that birthright citizenship is in fact a constitutional right and can only end with a constitutional amendment. But they may allow the government to expand its regulations on who comes into the country. And in fact, for example, which was proposed to me today, why not just say, if you're 7 months pregnant or more, you can't come into the United States because we don't want your babies. That kind of thing could happen, and that's a real problem.
Jeffrey, we're also seeing Canada pursuing a similar policy. Why is this happening now? Why is North America apparently on this trend?
Well, surprisingly, in North America and South America, there's only 5 countries that don't have unrestricted birthright citizenship. Some countries may be looking at that because they don't like, for example, in a xenophobic way, they don't like immigrants coming to their country and not really being citizens. They will probably want to do away with amnesty. They want to do away with any form of allowing people to come in because they feel that they are not safe in their own homes. So as a result of which, it also becomes an economic issue. We have our own economic problems. We cannot support people that are coming into the country, so therefore we don't want them here. That seems to be what most of the immigration is about.
And critics say changing this rule would actually create a bureaucratic nightmare. How real is that?
Well, I'll go back. It is real. And it's more than bureaucratic, it's also a political nightmare. I was discussing a few minutes ago the idea that the government could start looking at your ancestry and try to find someone in your ancestry that could make you the child of maybe 3 generations back of illegal aliens. And if that's what happens, they're going to say there never was birthright citizenship in your family, so as a result of which we don't want you here, we're going to throw you out. That's kind of what the Nazis did before World War II when they were deporting Jews out of Germany and sending them to concentration camps in Poland and other countries in Eastern Europe.
I see. And how much of this fight is actually about immigration policy, and how much is about just scoring political points?
Well, I don't think it's going to score a whole lot of political points, at least within the majority of Americans. It is designed by the Trump administration to hold on to their base as best they can, and this could not come at a better time for the Trump people trying to hold on to their base because they're losing some of it on other issues. This is a xenophobic thought process. It is the thought process within the Republican Party that this is a white Christian country, and we don't want anybody who isn't white and is not Christian.
Jeffrey Swartz, great having you. I appreciate your time and insights.
Nice being with you, Diego. Have a great day.